Blackwater, Darren Long. How's it going, buddy?
Good, Chuck.
Good to see you. Hey, man, you know, although I was sick, I'm sure you still love to hear that, hey, the Blackwater made him get better quicker.
Yes, it does.
Because I tell you what, I started loading up on this stuff. I normally do 1, maybe 2 a day. I was doing morning, noon, and night, 3 of them, taking my vitamins with it every time. And it's amazing the difference that I feel when I drink this. Because I was using the restroom a lot for all different types of things. Okay, so I was very dehydrated. I was sweating profusely. I changed my clothes twice a night. And I remembered what you told me, that you lose your chromium. And I was just pounding it. It was in my mind that the Blackwater was helping me, and I could feel it.
Yeah.
It works.
It does work. You got to just keep doing it. A little secret I always tell people too, that when you do come down with something, if you get exposed to some types of viruses or flus.
I drank milk out after TK Ravel. I think that's what happened. We used the same glass.
Yeah. This guy right here.
That guy right there. Yeah.
Well, no, I'll tell you what, when you do get exposed to it, I always tell people take vitamin D3, vitamin
C. Omega?
It's just, there's some really good stuff. It's along with vitamin C and zinc. And
you put it right in there, you stack it?
And it'll blow it out so fast. It's
well, it
amazing.
was blowing out fast enough. I don't know if but how do you get the powder?
Yeah, you have vitamin C. They have pure powder. Usually add about 1/8 to a 1/4 teaspoon of just pure vitamin C. And then the vitamin D3, which you can get raw. I think Garden of Life has, is really good. And zinc. And you'll be surprised how fast it goes. Most of the time, even if you get it, I'm sure, like you say, it hasn't been as intense as you've had it in the past. And it does go away a lot faster. But you just start adding those 3 things, it'll blow it out fast.
Awesome. Now, what's new with Blackwater?
Pardon me?
What's new with Blackwater?
Oh, boy, we're getting some contracts thrown across the desk. The testimonies keep coming in. More and more we're getting involved with the NFL concussion deal is starting to grab some attention. And we're working on a product. It's a neurologic product that we can feed nutrients back into the brain. And an arthritis
really?
product too. And the more and more.
How does that work?
Well, our brain has to have certain nutrients, and the problem is if the brain is inflamed, which they call encephalopathy, that means that it's inflamed. You need to get it out. You need to work on whatever nutrients will get in there, which is a fulvic that takes away that inflammation. And the same thing is with arthritis,
will it remove
too.
stuff out of there, too?
It removes the inflammation out of there. And then it starts feeding the brain. And I was sitting...
And inflammation can cause stroke.
Yes, and a lot of times copper is the reason for stroke and aneurysms, seleniums, or heart attacks.
Does that have copper in it?
Absolutely. And you have to keep that replenished. And, when you're talking
you're saying a lack of copper.
A lack of copper. And there's warning signs, too. And what's really neat about our bodies is they give us warning signs. What's the biggest warning sign? Pain. Okay? And then, if you're getting arthritis or you're starting to hurt in your fingers, bones, then you're getting low in something. And that's a mineral. And almost any disease that you're going to get is going to be from a mineral deficiency. In fact, Linus Pauling, he's a 2-time Nobel Prize winner, unshared, said that every disease, every ailment, and every sickness due to a lack of minerals. And then you read Todd Price says the same thing, and then you look at what we talked last week on Wahlberg, Otto Wahlberg, which is 1931, 2-time Nobel Prize winner, unshared, and they gave those Nobel prizes because of the discovery they made is, cancers can't survive in a pH, a high pH. It'll survive and it grows in an acid body, acidic body, which a lot of it's done by sugar. If you have cancer, the worst thing you can do is eat sugar. And Linus Pauling is saying the same thing, discovering, which he's the one who discovered vitamin C, and how it worked and got a Nobel Prize for it, and then also a Nobel Prize for the discovery of every disease you're going to get is due to mineral deficiencies.
Amazing.
And if they're saying it,
Now, the
That's
NFL
tough.
players, there's been a lot of talk about the concussions. Is this going to help with that, or is the neurological stuff going to help with that?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, we're already seeing it, even myself, because I had this really bad.
Will it reverse anything?
It's starting to reverse mine. And
Tell me
can
what it's
think
reversing.
now, well, I'll tell you what, the reversal to me is going to the gym and having to cut my lock off 3 times because I can't remember the combination. I can't get my clothes out. That hasn't happened in a long time, and it's getting better and better. It's, like I was telling you, you feel like you're waking up out of a coma. This is the base. What we're learning a lot, and they're studying a lot now on fulvic and how it drives nutrients and how it cleans out your cells, how it gets inflammation out of your body. And, a simple thing that most people don't realize, doctors are going to give you an anti-inflammatory and they're going to give you a painkiller. But,
Right.
Really, that's a good thing if they find out what's causing it. Let's find the root out. If they don't do that, it's almost criminal to me, not just to keep Band-Aid, because the problem doesn't go away. It gets worse and worse and worse.
You know what? Every time I'm in a medical facility, I see a pill salesman come in. Okay?
Yeah.
And they're so buddy with these people, and they got gifts with them. And so I finally realized the doctors are in it with them.
Most of them are in it. They have to pay their boats
There's
off.
gotta be a commission.
They got house payments they got to make and Mercedes payments they got to make. But there's some good doctors. I was talking with a doctor here a couple of weeks ago about telling me how that in medical school he only studied 2 hours of nutrition. That's it, the whole time in medical school. So a lot of times I've had some of my friends that when we first started, once a doctor gives you on a pill, it doesn't stop. In fact, Ted Brower is one of the number one sought-out biochemists in the world. Is a really, really great guy, but he hit it right on the nose. He says, once they start you on one drug, it's going to go, and it'll be 12 to 15 before you die.
Right.
And he goes, it's not going to get better. He says
Because
it's
it
like,
gets in here.
it gets in there,
That's why.
and you believe in what they're saying, and they're kind of pushing away from the natural remedies and the natural things that we have. But the statement he made that really got to me was that it's like going on a freeway the other direction.
With
When
your
are you
hands
going to
not
get
on the
off?
wheel.
When are you going to get off? Are you going to keep on going? Because it's not going to get better. You're going to crash and burn.
I've seen
before
some
it's over.
very, very
Same
good
thing with the
people
pills.
crash and
Get
burn
off.
because of them damn pills.
And there's natural doctors. There's good doctors out there that do the nutrition and what they need as far as medication. Those are the ones you're going to go see. If your doctor's telling you anything against nutrition, then you need to go look at another doctor, find another doctor, because it'd be the same thing. Chuck, are you going to hire a painter for your house? Are you going to get one bid? Or are you going to find out who's the cheapest? Or are you going to go out
That's
there and find
exactly
who's the
what
best?
I do.
Right?
If I find the cheapest paint it myself.
Why are we doing that with doctors, though? Why do we go to one doctor and that's the doctor? And I've had this conversation with a couple of buddies that actually finally went to another doctor's, and it's changed. They got off the pills and everything. And one friend of mine, his name's Ron, was telling me that his doctor got mad when he said, "I want to get off these pills." And I've taken. Actually, he was telling about he was taking the minerals, and he didn't want it. He said, "Don't be taking that." And he goes, "Why? I feel better." And my stomach that was bloated from this pill that you gave me, well, you let you in on a little secret. I haven't been taking it. And he got mad. I said, "Ron, find a new doctor, man.
Sure.
There's some good ones out there. This guy's just
I believe
into
it.
not doing anything else."
We don't have too much more time left, Darren, but what I do want to talk about is the stacking of the enzyme probiotic and the black
Yeah.
water.
Enzymes are great for you. They're great because they break down proteins and they break down fats, carbohydrates, and you have to have enzymes. And we don't get enzymes in food pretty much anymore either, very little. But when you're taking the enzymes like you're doing with the fulvic and the humic minerals, it's getting your full effect. You're not going to get 1% of it. You're getting the full effect, and it gets better and better. And it's not I like to say it's not something you're going to do for the next month or two. This is a lifelong thing,
Right.
unless food changes, which we know that's not going to happen.
Well, can kids drink this stuff?
Absolutely. We got pregnant women that can drink this, and especially nursing, and bringing up, how even the government knows and tells us.
A mother can drink that while they're
Absolutely.
nursing.
And let me tell you real quick on the minerals. This will blow you away. We know that we have to have 90 essentials, 60 of them that the government says we have to have, which means our bodies don't manufacture. So we have to get it somewhere, whether it's got to be in food, it's got to be in supplementation. But what's really interesting, if you go to your local supermarket and look at the minerals in dog food, it's 40. Okay, if you want to go to look what hamster food is or lab rats, it's 28. Now check this out. I'll give you $1 million if you find me a baby formula that has more than 12.
No.
Yeah. Why is that? And then we hear from the medical profession, how come all these kids have diseases like when they're old? They're not getting their minerals. Breastfeeding is the best way you're going to get.
Sure.
So if you're going to breastfeed, make sure you're taking in supplemented minerals or finding minerals. You got to have minerals.
People are starting their gardens right now.
Good.
That's black water.
And you know what? They're going to get nutritious food if they add a little bit of that.
How much?
What do you mean, how much?
How much would you add?
So my wife, she puts down a lot on the plants, not even just on our garden, but she'll put maybe an eighth of a teaspoon in a gallon to 2 gallons of water, and she'll
just
spread
to put
it out.
some
And
color
do that
in the
once
water.
a month, and you're getting it.
Right.
It'll replenish the soil.
What I do, what I found out was a friend of ours moved from here, and he had propagated a couple fig trees off the Fulton Mall before they rip it out. Okay.
Yeah.
So he gave them to us, but when he moved back to Wisconsin, and we have them on our front porch. So they're coming up, and they're just about this big. So I keep a bottle in my car. When I don't finish it, say it has this much in it.
Yeah,
As I'm walking in, I just dump it
Absolutely.
in there. Guess how they're doing?
They're doing good, aren't they?
Yeah, they have really big leaves on these little tiny things.
I've had our gardener. We had a patch of grass. My son Seth and DJ, who helped me really put this program together.
They have a spot in the backyard?
No, we had. Well, our gardener's saying we have dead grass in these spots, and we know where that comes from. But we put this stuff on the grass, and it grows back greener than the regular grass. And the gardener's going, "How are you doing that? How are you bringing dead things back?" And I said, "Hey, it's just the minerals."
Wow.
And if it's going to do that, you know what it's going to do for any plant life. Every living organism has to have that in their system.
Black living water. I drink it every day. You guys should be too. Darren Long, always
All right,
good
Chuck.
to talk to you.
It's always
buddy.
great talking to
All
you,
right,
man.
take it easy.
Thanks.
Hey, we're going to take a quick commercial break.